Is your work finished yet? Sarah and I are hungry and waiting for you. Jessica, don't ignore me.
I'm sorry, I've got to work late today and won't be home for a while. Could you please have dinner with Sarah without me?
What? Who do you think you are?
Huh?
Who do you think allows you to stay in this house?
What do you mean by who allows?
It's because of me. I accept you as a daughter even though we're not blood related. I'm letting you stay here. You should at least prepare dinner for your mother and sister. Finish your work right now and make dinner for us.
But I work full-time. I contribute money to the family every month.
So what?
You've been a housewife and stayed at home all the time. And Sarah has been doing part-time jobs after graduating from college, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
I just thought that since both of you have more free time than me, maybe you could prepare meals, you know?
What? Don't act so high and mighty just because you contribute a mere $1,800.
A mere $1,800?
Yes, that's right. I actually want you to contribute more, but I've kept it at $1,800 because I pity you.
I think $1,800 is quite a lot, though.
It's not nearly enough. We're struggling financially every month.
Really? Then how about asking Sarah to work more?
What?
Sarah only works 2 or 3 days a week and for a short time. Maybe she could get more part-time jobs. Then Sarah can contribute money too. I think it's a good idea.
Seriously? Why are you so selfish? I don't remember raising you like that.
What?
Sarah can't work long hours because she's physically weak. You, on the other hand, have always been healthy and rarely catch a cold. You could work 24 hours a day without any problem.
I'm not a robot, Mom.
You're tougher than a robot because you don't break, no matter what I do.
That's a horrible thing to say.
I'm saying don't complain and keep earning money.
Hey, listen. Sarah goes out with friends almost every night. Sometimes she doesn't come back until morning, right? I don't know about her health situation before, but at least now, I don't think she's physically weak, you know?
What? Are you saying Sarah shouldn't go out with friends?
I'm not saying that.
Sarah is so pretty and sociable, so she has a busy social life. On the other hand, you're ugly and introverted nerd. You don't have any friends to go out with, right?
What?
Since you don't hang out with friends, I'm suggesting that you should put in more money into the house. I won't allow you to be selfish.
Is this considered selfish?
What else would you call it?
Here you go again. You always change the subject like that, but let me say this at this point. I can't keep contributing $1,800 like this forever.
What? Seriously? After everything I've done for you, how can you talk like that?
When I was in elementary school, my biological dad married you. You accepted me as your daughter, even though we're not blood related. I'm still grateful for that. For 13 years since graduating from college, I've been putting $1,800 into the house every month, as you wanted. But since Dad passed away in an accident, you only cared about your biological daughter, Sarah. You never really treated me like family. All the household chores fall on me, while you and Sarah have fun outside. When you say I raised you, it just feels like you're trying to score points. Honestly, I don't have any memories of being raised by you.
I can't believe how disrespectful you are. When your dad passed away, I could have kicked you out of the house at that time. But since you were still in high school, I reluctantly let you stay. it only makes sense that you contribute to the household chores for me and Sarah.
I think I've done enough for you, but I want to start thinking about my own future. I want you to think about taking care of things by yourself instead of depending on me all the time.
What did you say? Are you saying you don't want to contribute money for us?
I didn't say I didn't want to. I just want you to stop relying solely on my money. Sarah is already 25 years old, so I think it's time for her to become independent for her own sake.
Listen, Jessica. I'm your mother who raised a failure like you without giving up on you. Now I'm letting you repay that favor. If you have time to complain, shut up and put some money in my account to show your gratitude.
Are you serious? So you're just going to let Sarah like this?
What do you mean, like this? Hanging out with friends is also a great social study.
You are spoiling her too much.
Shut up. You're just jealous of Sarah, aren't you?
Why should I be jealous of her?
Sarah is so adorable and everybody loves her. But you're so cocky, nobody likes you. Learn a bit from Sarah.
I don't want you to think I'm adorable when I'm over 30.
See? You're being cocky again. That's it. You should put more money this month.
What? What is this all of a sudden?
Tomorrow's payday, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Stop by the ATM on your way back from work. Withdraw $2,500 and bring it to me.
$2,500? Not $1,800?
What are you surprised about? Prices are getting higher these days. $2,500 is a small price to pay.
No. I can't afford $2,500.
You're a full-time employee. You should have that much to spare, right?
Even $1,800 is tight for me. $2,500 is impossible.
Don't talk back to me. Instead, come back home now and prepare dinner.
I told you I'm still at work. You two are already at home, so just prepare dinner yourselves.
I don't want to hear any excuses. If you truly understand your position, listen to what I say obediently. See you later.
Wait, Mom? I won't be home until 9 p.m.
Jessica, you came back home so late yesterday. We had to eat canned food for dinner.
But I messaged you, didn't I? I said I can't come home until 9 p.m. due to overtime.
Why do you have to work so late? You're not very good at what you do, are you?
What? It's not like that. It's because it's a busy season at work and everyone has to stay late.
Oh, really? Maybe you were pretending to work late and just hanging out somewhere.
If you don't believe me, you can confirm with my colleagues.
If you knew you'd be late, you should have bought food on your way home.
I never thought you were waiting for me.
Honestly, you're so useless.
What?
You made my precious daughter Sarah eat canned foods. If she gets sick, are you going to take responsibility?
If you don't like canned foods, you should cook something yourselves.
Shut up. Come home early this time and prepare dinner for us.
Fine.
And today is your payday, so give me $2,500.
No, that's impossible. I have my own expenses too.
Stop lying. You don't even go outside except for work.
I have my own personal life too.
But you're single and living with us. What on earth do you spend money on? Starting this month, make sure to contribute $2,500. If you can't do that, I have my own ideas.
Why do you keep trying to force your decisions on me? I have my own life, so I'm not giving you any more money.
That's enough. I'm sure your dad in heaven is disappointed in you, thinking about how ungrateful you are.
I don't think so. On the other hand, I'm sure Dad is thinking about how arrogant you are.
Shut up. As long as you're in this house, you have to obey what I say. Stop talking back to me. When you come home today, make sure you give me $2,500. Got it? Jessica, where are you now? Jessica, answer me.
Good morning, Mom.
It's not a good morning to me. When I woke up, you weren't there, and neither Sarah nor I had breakfast yet.
Today is Saturday, and I have a day off from work, so I've been out all morning.
What? Who do you think you are? Going out without saying a word to your mother?
Both you and Sarah were asleep. I thought it would be rude to wake you up.
What about our breakfast?
I'm sure there's plenty of food in the fridge, so why don't you two just eat whatever you want?
Stop disrespecting me.
What?
You skipped out on making us food, and on top of that, you broke your promise.
Promise?
Don't play dumb. When I looked at the envelope you handed me yesterday, there was only $1,800 inside. I told you to give me $2,500.
You know what? I don't recall agreeing to $2,500 per month, so please give me a break.
I'm the one who needs a break. You're the one who broke the promise.
I told you I didn't agree to it.
I've already thought about the penalty if you don't give $2,500.
Huh? Penalty?
I've already made the arrangements, so it's too late to regret now.
I don't understand what you're talking about, but $1,800 is still a lot, and I won't give more even if you ask for it.
Jessica, get out of my house.
What? What's this all of a sudden?
It's the penalty for not putting in the money properly.
Oh, you mean that penalty we were talking about the other day?
That's right. It was decided at the family meeting to kick you out.
Family meeting? You mean a meeting with Sarah? I don't think I was there during the family meeting.
Of course. It wouldn't make sense to decide your fate if you were there. In the first place, you're not family anymore.
I'm not family, huh?
That's right. You're just an outsider after all, but I'm kind enough to give you a chance.
A chance?
If you want to stay in the house, give me $4,000 every month.
What? You said $2,500 the other day, and now it's suddenly $4,000? That's a big increase.
It's your fault for breaking the promise.
I don't remember making such a promise. Why do you need $4,000 in the first place?
The more money, the better, obviously.
What are you going to spend it on?
That doesn't matter at all. It has nothing to do with you as an outsider.
I see. You're planning to use it for Sarah's allowance anyway, right?
If you agree to give us $4,000 per month, I'll let you stay and we can continue being a family. If you don't want to be alone, you have to do as I say, okay?
$4,000 is just too much.
If you can't afford it with your salary alone, get a part-time job or something and earn $4,000. Without your dad, you'll end up alone for life if I abandon you. I'll give you 5 days to think it over. Jessica, it seems like you are going out again on Sunday. Lately, you've been frequently leaving the house, huh?
Oh, hey, did you just wake up by any chance? I prepared breakfast properly today before leaving. Have it with Sarah.
Instead of that, you didn't end up giving us the $4,000, huh? Normally, I'd say get out of the house by now, but I've decided to show mercy and wait for an additional 2 days. So, if you want to continue living in this house...
Oh, about that?
Now what? did you finally agree to the monthly $4,000? That's good. It must be lonely to live apart from us, right? You have no choice but to agree.
If I don't agree, I have to move out, right?
Yeah.
Well, I won't go easy on you either.
What do you mean? I know you are paying $4,000 because you don't want to leave home, right?
I won't pay.
What?
I won't pay $4,000.
Are you serious? You don't care if you get kicked out?
Before I get kicked out, I'm moving out.
What? Are you dumb? Are you okay with being all alone?
I've been wanting to leave this house for a long time, but with work and chores keeping me busy, I couldn't find the right time to leave. I ended up continuing to live here even though I'm now a working adult. But thanks to your stupid request, it became a good opportunity for me to move out.
Hold on. Jessica, are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Are you okay with losing your family?
Family? Whose family?
Your family. You have your mother and your sister, right?
What? You said I'm an outsider. You might not have noticed, but I've been moving my stuff out little by little. I'm ready to move into my new house today. I won't be going back to your house today.
Jessica?
Thank you for taking care of me for a long time. Now you can live happily with Sarah.
But
What?
what about the money?
Money?
You were putting in $1,800 every month, right? Even if you leave the house, you'll still put in money every month, right?
There's no way I'll do that.
Huh?
Why would I put money into a house I don't live in, right?
But there's nothing wrong with sending money to your mother.
You're not my mother, so I don't need to send money to you.
I raised you all this time.
As I've said before, I don't remember being raised by you. I've been covering my living expenses and tuition with Dad's inheritance and my part-time job. I don't owe you anything.
But you will be alone forever. You're fine with that? If you don't bring money into the house, we'll cut ties with you.
Go ahead. I mean, I won't be alone.
What?
I'm getting married.
Married?
I've been dating my colleague for several years. He proposed to me 6 months ago, so we plan to live together in our new home.
What? I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, of course, I didn't tell you.
Why didn't you tell me such an important thing?
Because we are not family, that's why.
But
Well, I have to start organizing the new home now. Goodbye.
wait, Jessica. Hey, I'll be in trouble if I don't get your financial support. Jessica, you're so ugly, but you're getting married before Sarah? And getting married without telling me? How disrespectful you are. That's it. I'm really going to cut off ties with you. Jessica, please pick up the phone. Please.
What's wrong, Mom? Oh, I forgot that you are not my mom anymore.
Whatever. I don't care about that now. I have a favor to ask you.
I thought you cut off ties with me. What do you want now?
I need your help.
What help?
I'm about to be evicted from my house.
What? Really? You're behind on your rent?
Yeah, I don't have money to pay rent. There's nothing I can do about it.
I see, then I guess you'll just have to leave the house.
You should pay.
What? Why do I need to pay?
Because you don't support us financially, I can't pay the rent anymore.
What? No, I had nothing to do with it. I don't even live there anymore.
Don't say that, please. Help us. We're really broke.
Don't tell me you still don't have a job?
I tried, but it didn't work out. Sarah tried to get a full-time job too, but no one would hire her, so she went back to working part-time. I've only ever been a housewife. I couldn't even find a part-time job. Please, Jessica, just give me $1,800 like you did before. Or how about $1,500? Will you put some money into my house?
At one time, you were asking for $4,000, but now you are asking for a surprisingly lower amount.
You'll give me $1,500, right?
No way. You and Sarah took a lot of money from me and used me for your own ends. You should taste how hard it is to make money.
Shut up. Pay back the favor I've done for you by raising you.
Are you serious?
I'll consider you as a family again. Just tell me where your new house is.
I won't tell you.
Why not?
If I tell you, you'll storm in, right?
I won't do that.
Well, I'm busy, so I have to go.
Wait, we have nowhere to go. We only have $50.
I don't know.
Please.
Goodbye, former mom.
Jessica, I apologize for what I've done. Don't abandon us.
In the end, the two were evicted from the house because they couldn't pay the rent. It seems they are staying in a shelter and working day jobs to make ends meet. Sarah, who used to splurge with my money, is now complaining that she can't afford new makeup or clothes. However, it seems she finally got an earful from her mother and is now working a regular job. As for me, I'm happily living in a new home with my husband. They are still trying to find out where I live, but of course, I have no intention of telling them. And just to be sure, I moved to a fully secured apartment, so I don't have to worry about the possibility of them barging in. As I have not been blessed with a family in the past, I'm looking forward to building a loving family with my husband.
Hey, Stella, let me ask you something.
What is it, Mom?
How much did our relatives give you for pocket money?
I got about $200. I'm planning to spend it carefully.
Can you give me that money?
Huh?
I don't have enough money to pay the bills this month. I think I can just pay with your pocket money.
Oh no, I'll lose my allowance. If you and Nicole want to split the money, that's fine.
Nicole is your younger sister. Are you trying to take away her allowance?
No, but why don't you ask her too? You only asked me.
Because you're her older sister. It's natural for you to serve the family.
That's terrible. There are things I want to buy.
You can buy them when you can work on your own. Also, I'm going to be working late today, so please make dinner for me and feed your sister.
Will you be late again today?
I don't have a choice. I have to work. I have to feed you girls. I'm having a hard time too. Be a little patient.
I've been putting up with this a lot.
You're finally in high school.
Yes, I'm glad I got into a public high school. I studied on my own and succeeded.
What's with that tone? You sound as if it's your mother's fault for not letting you go to hire a private tutor to help you with your study.
Sorry, it's not like that.
By the way, now that you're in high school, can't you get a part-time job?
What? Why?
Because you know our financial situation, don't you? Your tuition fee for high school is going to cost us more than ever. I'd like you to help us out a little bit with our finances.
As much as I'd like to, but I want to study and go to college. I'm not allowed to have a part-time job.
This is not the time to be talking like that. I'm in so much trouble that I don't even know if we'll be able to eat tomorrow.
Then, Why don't you ask Nicole to stop taking her lessons? Swimming, ballet, private tutor. It's just too much. If she stops one of those, you can use the money to pay for our monthly living expenses, right?
Huh? Why should Nicole put up with that? She's working really hard.
I'm working hard too and putting up with a lot.
Nicole is different from you.
Different in what way? I've been working hard too, but I'm not allowed to learn anything. I tried my best to study hard. I got into the high school I'm in now, while keeping my grades at the top.
That's normal. You're the big sister, so you have to give it up for your little sister.
You always put Nicole first. I'm the only one who have to put up with a lot of things.
I'd rather spend my money on Nicole than on you, who's not good-looking and dull. Nicole is more attractive. She's also good at socializing with people. All you have to do is work hard for me and Nicole, and you'll be fine.
Mom, you're terrible. I'm your daughter too. Why can't you be nice to me?
I told you, didn't I? You're not as pretty and stylish as Nicole. You're not even friendly too. You're so shy that you don't even want to show yourself to the neighbors because you feel embarrassed. I don't have any expectations of you.
I studied hard myself. I kept my test scores high to please you, and I got into the best school around here. But then, why do you want me to start a part-time job?
All you can do is studying. I don't expect anything from you. You're not as brilliant as Nicole. Anyway, you should think about getting a part-time job to help us make ends meet. I'll do my best to support Nicole.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Nicole and I are both your daughters, but you're always taking her side.
That's your destiny. Now go find a part-time job. Decide by the end of this month and start right away. Hey, did you get a part-time job?
No, not yet. It's not allowed at school, so I'm not sure if I want to start that.
What are you talking about? I'm a single mom with no money and we're struggling. You know that, don't you?
I know that, but I don't want my part-time job to interfere with my studies.
Don't be selfish. I've had enough.
Selfish? Is it selfish for a high school student to put study as a top priority? Is it selfish to not want to work part-time when it's forbidden by school rules? That's not right.
Don't be so cocky. Who do you think has helped you grow up until now? Who do you think is supporting you that you're able to attend high school?
Well, thanks to you, but...
See? Then listen to what I say.
But...
Go to the restaurant where I work in the evenings.
Huh?
I was introduced to a place that pays a little more per hour, so that's where I want to go. But if I leave suddenly, it will cause trouble for my other part-timers, right? So if you take my place, it'll be perfect. Can you start tomorrow?
What? Tomorrow? That's such a short notice. I promised my teacher that I'll study with her tomorrow after extracurricular activities.
Why don't you just say no for family matters?
I don't think I can do that.
We don't have any money, so we can't afford your selfishness.
I'm not being selfish, but...
Anyway, I want you to go to the restaurant tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll let the manager know. He'll tell you what to do when you get there.
Don't just decide on your own. I have my own reasons, and I want to choose what part-time job I really want to do.
Don't keep getting cocky with me. Well then, I have to take Nicole to her ballet class.
You're always thinking about Nicole. Think about me too, Mom. Mom, listen to me, please.
Stella, you're off from your part-time job today, right?
Yeah, I'm studying.
I have something good to tell you.
What is it? I have a bad feeling about your good news.
Don't say that. You don't like your part-time job, do you?
Yeah. I don't want to if I can help it, but we don't have any money, so...
I know. Actually, Nicole's ballet performance was recognized, and she's going to study abroad.
What? Studying abroad isn't free, right? Mom, how are you going to pay for it?
Well, I'm going to borrow money for her sake. I mean, I already borrowed money.
What are you going to do to repay that? I can't work anymore, okay? I'm a full-time student. There's no way I can help you to pay off the debt.
That's right. I didn't tell you this, but I've borrowed a lot of money for Nicole. I've been in debt for her special lessons and costumes.
You didn't tell me anything about that. I was forced to work part-time for that? Why do I have to work part-time for Nicole? I've had enough.
I'm sorry.
What?
For making you feel sorry for me all the time. You went all the way to a good school and now you have to work part-time. As a mother, I'm ashamed of myself.
What's wrong all of a sudden? I'm feeling a little creeped out.
Don't say that. I'm really sorry about what happened.
Mom?
I'm just trying to make you feel better.
What?
You want to study hard without doing a part-time job, don't you?
Well...
I'm thinking to have another family adopt you.
Adoption? Can you explain that?
I have an old friend who couldn't have children. I know exactly what's going on because I used to listen to her problems all the time. She tried for years with fertility treatments but still couldn't conceive. She gave up on trying for a while. But she just couldn't give up hope to have kids. I told her about our family situation and she asked if she could adopt you.
You're going to give me up for adoption?
That's right. By doing that, we can pay the bill. She was a high achiever in high school, and her husband is an elite businessman, so you don't have to worry about finances. You're the perfect match for what they're looking for.
Wait, I don't want to be adopted. I just want to concentrate on my study. I want to study as much as I can while helping you, Mom.
Why? It's what you wanted, right?
No way. Then what about Nicole?
I'll continue to raise her myself. Without Nicole, I can't survive.
Huh? So you don't mind if I'm gone?
Well, I've entrusted all my dreams to Nicole. Besides, if you agree to the adoption, I can pay off my debt.
What?
My friend offered to adopt you under those conditions. Isn't that great? You get to live the life you want. Also, I'll be debt-free and Nicole can devote herself to ballet more. I really want to make her dreams come true.
You only care about yourself and Nicole. You don't care about my feelings at all.
Your feelings? You said you didn't want to work part-time and that you wanted to study. That's why I made that decision. I'm thinking about your feelings too.
I know, so you don't care if I exist or not.
I don't like the way you said that. I went to a lot of trouble to explain to you briefly so that you wouldn't get hurt.
It's too much to bear. I'm your daughter too.
We can't afford to raise a parasite like you in our house. Nicole has a bright future, and I want to raise her as best as I can. I don't want you, so I've decided to give you up for adoption. You should at least understand that. Get out of here right away.
I understand how you feel. I'm going to live with the family who decided to adopt me. In exchange, I'll cut off you and Nicole once and for all.
Okay then, that's what I want too. Nicole's spectacular career would be negatively impacted by a poor sister like you. Stella, it's me. I need to talk to you. Will you pick up the phone?
You're being very persistent. Who is it?
Oh, Stella, thanks for getting back to me. It's me, your mother.
You're not my mother.
What are you talking so coldly about? I gave birth to you and went through all the pain of child labor.
Oh, you're my biological mother, but you are not my mother anymore.
Don't say that. More importantly, you did your best. I heard you became a doctor. You've been a dedicated student since you were little. I'm really proud of you.
I'm not your daughter. I don't know where you got that information. If you have nothing to talk about, let's end our conversation here. I don't have time to talk with a stranger.
Wait a minute. I'm actually calling to ask you for a favor.
A favor? I'm not a very good person to do favors for others, am I? I don't think I'll be able to grant your request. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Actually, I'm in need of money.
Money? Why? You paid off your debt by giving me up for adoption, right?
Well, back then, thanks to you, I got out of debt. But then my debt started to grow little by little. The amount has become unmanageable now, so I wanted to ask you to help me.
Why?
Because I'm your mother. I'm in trouble, so it's only natural that you should help me.
You are not my mother. You're the one who abandoned me. You're just a stranger now.
That's not true. A mother is a mother no matter what the circumstances are, so please help me.
How selfish can you be? You said having only Nicole by your side was enough for you. That's why I cut ties with both of you. There's no reason for me to help you.
Don't say that.
I paid off all your debts that time. Why did you have to go into debt again?
Nicole repeatedly went abroad to study. I borrowed money to pay for that.
Then why don't you just let Nicole pay off the debt? It's wrong to demand it of me. Most of the debt you've incurred so far is related to Nicole's ballet, isn't it? It makes sense for her to pay them back.
You see, Nicole had no luck with work after returning to the US. She was working part-time as a dancer with other young girls, but her pride wouldn't allow it, so she quit. I've been taking care of her living expenses too.
That's none of my business. I was abandoned for her promising and glamorous future. Don't be ridiculous. You don't have to be a dancer to get a job. Do whatever it takes to pay off your debt.
Nicole's pride was shattered. She eloped with a man. I don't even know where she is now, so I had no choice but to turn to you.
What? Eloped with a guy? No kidding. I can't believe you abandoned me for such a selfish girl like Nicole.
I'm sorry. I really am, Stella. So I need you to help me.
Why should I help you? Who do you think you are to tell me that? Never show your face in front of me again.
I didn't have a choice because I was broke. I didn't give you up for adoption because I wanted to give you up. Did you have a happy life after that? Did you adjust to your new parents right away?
My father and mother are very kind people. They knew everything about me and treated me kindly. I was thinking about going to college and they helped me with my study. They let me go to college. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my parents. I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Really? So you're grateful for their support. That's good to hear. You're married to a doctor, aren't you?
Yes, a doctor who took care of me when I was an intern. Someone I can trust wholeheartedly. Of course, he knows everything about my past. He and his parents accepted the marriage with open arms.
You're amazing. You're a doctor yourself, and you're married to a doctor? I can see how rich you are now.
That's what you care about, isn't it?
So you can pay off my debt in no time, right? This will be the last time I ask you to do something like this. Please, can you somehow come up with the money?
No matter how many times you ask me, I refuse. I was sure that you'll come back to me with the same problem in the future, and I was right. My husband and parents told me that I don't need to see you ever again. I don't want to betray the people who understand me very much. Please give up on the debt.
Why? I'm your mother. Those people you're with right now bought you with their money.
How dare you say that? You're the one who approached my parents, who were lonely and childless, and all you wanted was money. I can't believe that you're a human being, since it seems that you're heartless. I don't even want to think of you as my mother.
You can't erase our blood ties even by saying that. I'm your mother for sure.
I don't care about blood ties. You always put Nicole first and me second. On top of that, you took away all of my allowance. Once I entered high school, you forced me to work part-time job. After all the sad and painful experiences, you abandoned me in the end.
I didn't mean to abandon you. At the time, it was a hard decision for me too. Please understand my feelings.
I don't know what to think. I can't believe you would abandon your own daughter.
Can't you just help me?
I can't.
Well then, I guess I'll have to go to your house and talk to you in person.
Huh?
I've already checked your house. I'm going to enter your property now.
No way.
Yes, I'm in front of your house right now. Your house is where my friend used to live, right? I could have easily found it. You were so lucky to have been raised and provided with a great home. I'm going into the house and get the money directly.
If you do that, I'll sue you for trespassing.
I don't have time for that. I have to transfer the money within 3 days, or I'll be in big trouble. Well, I'm going to show up now, so please take care of me.
Hold on a sec.
Stella, what's this all about? I don't know the people in this house. Who are these people?
What? I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know them?
The house was sold last month.
What do you mean?
It was my parents' idea. The house was old and started to fall apart, so we decided to sell it. They asked me to move into a condo with them.
A condo?
Yeah, my parents aren't going to be around forever, so we bought a condo near the station, which is convenient for shopping. Now, I'm living in a condo on a different floor from my parents. It's very comfortable.
I don't know anything about that. No one told me.
Why would I talk to you when you're the one who cut me off?
That's terrible. I just got caught by a resident who called the police. Come and help me.
Why? I've told you many times I won't help you. Who would help a mother who abandoned her own daughter?
You're terrible. What kind of life am I going to live from now on?
What? You can't get away with trespassing, can you? If you're tearing up that house trying to find money, you could be sued for damage to property.
Oh no. I can't afford to pay for the fine. Do something about it.
There's nothing I can do. Isn't that the result of all you've done so far? You just have to take the punishment honestly and keep paying your debts. You're an adult, for God's sake. Take responsibility for what you've done.
I can't believe this is really happening. I thought you were going to help me.
You gotta be kidding me. Please don't get involved with our family at all for the rest of your life. I'll block your number too. Well then, take care.
No. Stella!
After that, my mother was taken away by the police officers who arrived at the scene. She settled out of court for compensation for the damaged goods and had to pay $20,000 for fine. In addition to paying off her own debt, the monthly payment increased even more. She is now working part-time in the morning, noon, and night to make ends meet. She has no money to rent an apartment, so she is staying at the house of an acquaintance. It is not clear how long she will be allowed to stay at that person's house. She may be evicted at some point, but even if that happens, she will get what she deserves. My younger sister remains missing. It seems that what my mother has done for her couldn't change her mind. I'm still working as a doctor with my husband. I'm living a busy but fulfilling life. Every day, I thank my parents who adopted me from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to lead a good life. I would like to continue to live my life to the fullest so that I can repay my parents' kindness. I have a question for you, Jane. What is it? I'm in the next room, so you don't have to text me. What a weird girl. What kind of guys are you into? What a strange question. Well, it's hard to put into words, but I'd like him to be tall, clean, and works for an IT company or something like that. It's still too hard for me to understand. You probably like smart people, don't you? For example, Tommy, your senior? How did you notice that? I can tell by looking at you. Your attitude is so obvious. Really? Actually, I like Tommy too. What? Again? Why do you always like the guy I like? Are you harassing me? Of course not. Do you need a reason to like someone? It's just that the person I like happens to be the one you like too. What do you mean? I'm not going to confess my love to Tommy anyway, so it's okay. I see. I think I'll confess to him. If you want to, go ahead. I'm just kidding. I don't have that kind of guts since I'm just a junior high school student. How are you? I know you're reading this message, aren't you? Please don't ignore me. Sorry, I didn't reply because I didn't recognize your icon. Who are you? I can't believe you didn't recognize me. It's me, Ashley. Huh? Are you really Ashley? Yes, I'm your little sister. How dare you texted me as if nothing has happened. I cut ties with you a year ago. I don't want to cut ties with you. You're my only sister. I will always cherish you no matter what. Stop talking nonsense. Do you remember what you have done to that precious big sister of yours? I'll never forgive you. I'm sorry about that, but I had no choice. You gotta be kidding me. He and I were about to get married. We had been planning the wedding, and we even set the date. As soon as you found out that he and I were getting married, you took him away from me. That's unforgivable. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But you know, I'm glad you didn't marry him. He doesn't have a good personality. That's not the point. What I'm mad about is that you took him away from me. You have no idea about how hard it was for me, do you? Well, I'm glad I left him anyway. Right? I got sick of him after a month. I know he wasn't a good guy, but I still can't forgive you. You were always attracted to the man I was in love with. What the hell is wrong with you? Don't hang around me anymore. Don't be so cold. I have something I have to tell you. What is it? It's not a good thing, is it? No, thank you then. Why? Don't you want to hear your little sister's latest news? I don't need you to report anything to me. I've cut you off. I don't even want to hear from you because you're a nobody. I don't want you to contact me anymore. Bye. Hey, wait a minute. I'm getting married. I see. Congratulations. It's none of my business, so don't contact me anymore. Jane, I haven't finished my story yet. Can you please reply to me so I can continue? I really need to talk to you. What is it? It's none of my business if you're getting married or divorced. What do you have to report? I'm carrying a new life in me. A baby? That's great. Congratulations. What's that got to do with me? Your baby is not my nephew or niece, since I've cut ties with you. No, it's not that. It's about the father of the child. Maybe it's someone you know? Huh? Tall, clean-looking, and works in IT company. No way. Did you get it? Maybe it's just as you're expecting. I'm sorry, but I'm pregnant with your boyfriend's child. So he's mine. The father of the child is Stuart. You're kidding, right? No, I'm not. Stuart was supposed to marry you, right? How did you find out about that? I didn't tell anyone. I saw you and him walking together. When? About 3 months ago. After both of you parted, I secretly followed Stuart. I followed him entering a famous IT company, so I noticed right away. Are you thinking of taking away my boyfriend again? That's what I'm talking about. How many times are you planning to do the same thing to me? But I can't break up with him because I'm pregnant with his child. I'm sorry for taking away your boyfriend again. However, I wish I could get your blessing since we're getting married. I can't believe it. How did you become his girlfriend? I ambushed him in front of the company and made my first approach. How did you recognize him among so many employees? Because I took a picture with my phone camera the moment he turned around while I was following him. I recognized him as soon as I saw his face. I can't believe you're a person who does that kind of nasty thing. You're too good at what you do. I know that. The more I look at him, the more I realize that he's my type. Is that so? He has a mole on his lower eyelid, right? It's so charming that I fell in love with him at first sight. A mole? Oh, yeah. He fell in love with me right away. And as a result, I ended up stealing your boyfriend away from you. I'm so sorry. How much do you have to take away from me? I can't forgive you. I can't break up with Stuart no matter what. The child in my belly is innocent, so I'm going to have the baby. A child needs a father, right? I'm an adult, so let me warn you. Do you really know about his true personality? What are you talking about? What kind of personality and hobbies he has? Also, what kind of work he does at the company? I don't have to ask him about that. He works for that famous IT company. You really chose a good boyfriend. My future is secure now. How much pain do you want to put me through? If you're having a baby, there's nothing I can do. So leave me alone now. Jane? I have something to tell you. Reply to me, please. You're so persistent, Ashley. Hey, I told you to leave me alone already, didn't I? I'd love to, but we have a wedding date. Before my belly is getting bigger, we decided to have it at the beginning of next month, just for family members. Really? Congratulations. I'm not your relative, so if you'll excuse me now. Wait a minute! You're not going to attend the wedding? Why should I attend? I told you it has nothing to do with me. Because you're my only sister. I'm not your sister because I already cut ties with you. Don't be so cold. You know Stuart too, so I want you to celebrate our marriage. I want you to see our happiness with your own eyes. You're so heartless. I really can't believe it. But I just can't go to the wedding. Is it because I took him away from you? That's part of it, but I have plans that day. It's been decided 6 months in advance and I can't move it, so I can't attend your wedding. Even if I could, I wouldn't. What? Why not? I wanted to show you our happy faces. You really are so mean. But I'm still hoping for a chance. I'm sure you'll come. I believe in you. Impossible. Jane, all the relatives are here. You're coming to the wedding too, right? Huh? I told you I couldn't go, didn't I? Oh, you're really not coming? Well, I know I have a drawback that I took your boyfriend away from you, but I still want you to witness our wedding. That's why I can't go. Why not? Because I'm overseas right now. Overseas? Why? Actually, I just got married overseas. I'm now on my honeymoon. What do you mean? Could it be that you've lost your mind because I'm pregnant with your boyfriend's child? No, my boyfriend is with me. What? But Stuart is at this wedding right now. I know that Stuart is over there. My husband's name is Stephen. I really don't get it. They are twins. Twins? Yes, Stuart is Stephen's twin brother. But he works for that famous IT company. Yes, that company is their father's company. No kidding. Does that mean Stephen is the CEO's son? Yes, he is. But Stuart never said anything about that. I guess he couldn't say it out loud. Why not? I didn't hear too many details either. Unlike Stephen, Stuart had a very bad behavior since he was a student. Bad behavior? Yes, he kept going to the red light districts and got into debt. He also gambled by withdrawing money from his father's account. Debts? Gambling? That's right. His father warned him many times, but he didn't listen to him. His father decided to cut ties with him. That's a lie! You're making up your own story to get back at me for taking away your boyfriend. I'm not lying. Then why did he come out of that famous IT company that day? Maybe he came to ask his father for money? I heard Stuart is always in trouble because he doesn't have enough money to make ends meet. What did you say? You were dating him and you didn't notice? That's why I told you should check out his personality, hobbies, and the company he works for. I told you that you should do your research in advance. I thought he works for a famous IT company, so I had no doubts about him. Besides, I thought he was your boyfriend. You're such a jerk. So you knew he was Stuart, not Stephen. Yeah, I had a vague idea from what you said. You said he had a mole on his lower eyelid. Stuart and Stephen are twins, and they really do look alike. But it's that mole that makes them instantly recognizable. A mole? Stuart has a mole on his lower eyelid, but Stephen doesn't. That's why I recognized him right away. Then why did you tell me right away? Because it's none of my business. Moreover, how can I tell you that when you're pregnant? You can't just leave him since you're going to have a baby, can you? I might have been able to do something about it at the time. Besides, I didn't hear about you getting married. That's because I didn't tell anyone. Because I never know when or where it might leak out to you. I haven't even told Mom and Dad yet. I'm going to go back and report it once we get married overseas. What do you mean, once you go back? Oh, Stephen's father's company is going to set up an overseas branch. So Stephen has been appointed as the manager of that branch. I'm going to live in Australia after our marriage. You gotta be kidding me. I've met Stuart once or twice and he's very easy to talk to. But he's a womanizer, spends a lot of money and has debts. Stephen said that he's cut off all communication with Stuart. His parents disown Stuart, so he doesn't consider them family. Oh my God! Hey, what am I supposed to do? Your baby is your top priority, right? You have to do your best to raise your child. No, I can't live together with someone like Stuart. There's no way I can do that. Stuart said he works for that famous IT company. I thought we wouldn't have any financial problems, and yet... There's nothing you can do to change the fact. Anyway, the wedding is starting soon, isn't it? Your relatives are getting together, right? Then you have no choice but to get married today. But something's not right. What's not right? Stuart's parents and relatives have arrived here earlier. That can't be true. His parents have cut ties with him. And no one from my husband's family members told me that you're going to have a child and get married to Stuart. I think they are fake people hired to act as family members.
What? How did Stuart manage to get the money?
I don't know. Maybe he went into debt again.
Huh? How much debt does he have?
I have no idea. But he said he had 10 million debt at the time he was disowned. Maybe it's even more inflated now.
10 million? Who's going to pay that back?
Well, Stuart, of course. If you two get married, then both of you will have to pay for that. Maybe that's why he decided to get married to you.
What? I don't want to get married to a person like him. I don't have any debt, so why should I have to pay back such a large sum of money?
I don't know what you want me to say. You need to discuss that with Stuart.
We need to buy things for the baby and also pay for labor-related stuff. Now is not the time to be paying off debt.
You're right, but I'm sure you can work before child labor. You want to save up before the baby is born, don't you?
I can't do that. I was going to marry an IT guy and be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to work.
So you want to go further into debt? It's going to be harder and harder to pay back the debt. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me.
Jane, don't say that and help me. I can't marry Stuart.
It's time for the wedding to start, isn't it? You need to go. Everyone will be waiting for you.
I don't want to. I can't marry him.
Then what about your child?
I'll raise the child alone. It's better than going into a lot of debt.
If that's what you think, why don't you do it? It's none of my business, so you can do whatever you want.
I'm getting out of here. Jane, you have to help me.
I can't.
Why not?
I told you I can't do anything because I'm overseas right now.
Why don't you have your husband contact Stuart? I'm going to be his sister-in-law anyway. Please, I really need your husband to tell his brother that I'm not marrying him.
Stop it. It's none of Stephen's business. He has cut off all ties with Stuart. He's not even in contact with him.
Why don't you just convince him? You're my sister, right? I'm in trouble, so please help me.
You're too brazen. I'm not your sister since I've cut ties with you. Why should I do that for a stranger like you?
You don't have to be so cold. I'm going to live an unhappy life, so help me.
Huh? Stop talking nonsense. You're the one who put me in the bottom pit of unhappiness. Do you know how it feels to have your boyfriend taken away from you on the verge of marriage?
I'm sorry about that, so please do something and help me.
It's too late now. I fell into the depths of unhappiness, and that's why I'm happy now. If I hadn't met Stephen, I might not be here now.
Then you're lucky. You should be thanking me, right? I'm the one who put you in the bottom of misery.
Don't be silly. You have no idea what I went through. Not only that time, but this time you tried to take him away from me too. I'll never forgive you.
But you're getting married to Stephen, right? Then you can forgive me.
I refuse. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I won't help you and I won't have anything to do with you anymore.
That's terrible. If I marry Stuart, I'm going to hell.
You're the one who made all those strange tricks to make that happen. You must have been the perfect prey for Stuart. You were lucky to have a friend to work with, weren't you? Both of you would make a great couple.
Stop making weird jokes and do something about it.
I told you I can't do it. There's nothing I can do about it anymore. We're on vacation after our wedding overseas. You have to take care of yourself.
Oh no! Help me, Jane!
I told you I would never forgive you. I'll block your number and delete all of your messages too after this. I'm going overseas, so I won't need the apps anymore. Well then, you'll have to take care of yourself. I hope everything goes well.
Jane, wait! Please help me somehow, please! You're the only one I can count on.
Impossible. After this, Ashley escaped from the wedding hall on her own, with her wedding dress on. Thanks to our parents' persuasion, her marriage to Stuart was called off, but there was nothing they could do about her child. After talking it over with our parents, they decided to raise the child together while living at our family's home. However, since it was my sister's selfish reason to cancel the wedding, she will be charged for the cancellation fee, cleaning and repair costs of the stained wedding dress. In addition to that, in order to cover the costs of the birth of the baby, Ashley had to work a part-time job to pay for the delivery of the baby. She longed to be a stay-at-home mom, but after the baby was born, she would need to work even more. All of this is the result of what she caused, so she deserved it. I returned from my honeymoon after the wedding, and after we reported our marriage to each other's parents, we immediately left for our new place of residence. I am now enjoying life in Australia with my husband.
Nancy? Come on! I've been calling you since a while ago and you're ignoring me? Hurry up and answer the phone.
I thought I was getting several notifications. It was you, Sarah. I've been busy all day and couldn't answer the phone. What on earth do you want?
What's with your attitude today? I came all the way to the country. Why should I be kicked out? I'm going to charge you for the hotel, transportation, and everything else.
You even charge me money after behaving in such an insane manner?
Huh? What did I do?
Today was my mother's funeral. Wearing a red dress to the funeral? What kind of nerve do you have?
Oh, is there a law against wearing a red dress to a funeral?
I don't care about the law. It's insane.
It couldn't be helped. It was the only dress I had.
Don't tell me you don't have mourning clothes.
Don't make fun of me. I have mourning clothes.
Then why did you bother to come in a red dress?
It's only my daughter-in-law's mother's funeral, so it doesn't matter what I wear.
What?
I hate plain clothes. My husband is dead now, but he was an executive at a big company, you know. As the wife of a former executive, I want to be glamorously dressed at all times.
Unbelievable. What's more, you saw us crying in memory of my mother, and you burst into laughter, didn't you? All the relatives were pissed off. We all wanted to send my mother off quietly, but...
What's wrong with laughing?
It's not appropriate to laugh at a funeral.
Because it was so funny. I couldn't hold back my laughter.
Huh?
Your tears were just an act anyway, weren't they? You're happy inside because your mother passed away, and you're going to get a big inheritance, aren't you? Why do you look so sad on such a happy day?
I beg your pardon?
If you're so happy, why don't you smile more? You look like an idiot for fake crying.
My mother was a housewife, so her inheritance is not much. Even if she had left me a large inheritance, I don't know how I can smile when I lost my beloved mother.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot that your parents were poor, weren't they? So there's no way you can receive an inheritance, huh?
It was a mistake to invite you to the funeral just because you were my husband's mother.
Then you shouldn't have asked me to come in the first place. Anyway, I wasted all that money on transportation and hotel room because you kicked me out. I'm going to ask you to pay all the expenses I paid.
Sarah, do you have something against my mother?
What?
You wore a red dress and started laughing hysterically at her funeral. Obviously, you're harassing my mother, weren't you?
Oh, I have nothing against your mother. I never saw her outside of weddings and funerals. The last time I saw her was over 10 years ago.
Then why did you do such a terrible thing?
I was punishing you.
Punishing me?
You seduced my precious son.
Huh?
I was against your marriage. Kevin insisted that it had to be you, so I had no choice but to approve the marriage. But the truth is, I didn't want a woman at the lower rung like you as my son's wife.
A woman at the lower rung?
You're a high school dropout, right, Nancy?
Does a high school dropout mean I'm at the lower rung?
Nowadays, if you're a high school dropout, of course, you're at the lower rung. You didn't have the money to go to college, so you left high school and started working, right? On the other hand, my family has been highly educated for generations. Some are doctors, some are executives. They are all highly paid elites. If a poor woman like you comes into my family's prestige would fall.
But you're a housewife, right? I don't think a housewife is elite or high class.
Shut up! I supported my husband behind the scenes so I didn't have to work. Anyway, I didn't want my son to marry you. I wanted to find a more suitable woman for my son.
I can't believe you're saying that now. Kevin and I got married more than 15 years ago.
But it's still not too late, right? Kevin is still in his 30s. Fortunately, you two don't have any children. I'm going to have Kevin leave you as soon as possible and remarry a young lady of a decent family.
So you're trying to get Kevin and I to break up? Is that why you acted like that at the funeral?
That's right. I made you want to quit being in our family. Nancy, you looked at me with a red face and trembled. If you don't want to feel like that again, you should divorce Kevin.
I see. So you were doing it on purpose. But I don't think Kevin has any intention of divorcing me.
Why not?
Because Kevin was appalled by your clothes and attitude. So I think it's you who's going to be cut off.
Don't be ridiculous. It's a miracle that a family at the lower rung like yours could be related to a brilliant family like mine. It's just a passing fancy that Kevin, an educated elite, chose a woman like you. I bet Kevin will wake up one day and say he's divorcing you.
Please don't mix him up with you, the insane mother. He apologized to all the relatives on your behalf.
No matter what Kevin says, I'll get him to divorce you. In the meantime, I'll charge you for my travel expenses and the dry cleaning of my dress. Let's see. Altogether, you can pay me $10,000.
What? I don't understand. Why do I have to pay for the dry cleaning? Of course, I'm not going to pay your travel expenses either.
You saw me tripping in front of the funeral hall, didn't you? Thanks to that, the muddy water from the puddle splashed on my dress and stained it. You deserve to pay for the dry cleaning.
Well, that's not my fault, is it? You tripped because you wore ridiculously high-heeled shoes. That's why you tripped.
Oh, are you jealous of my nice high heels?
Excuse me?
Come to think of it, you wore low-heeled plain shoes at the funeral, didn't you? You're poor. That's why you only have such boring shoes, right?
I'm just trying to be mindful of the occasion. People don't wear fancy high heels to funerals.
Go ahead and snap at me while you still can. Kevin will throw you out one of these days. The day will come when you'll cry and apologize for challenging me.
That's not gonna happen. I'm getting tired of talking to you, Sarah. The funeral just ended and I still have a lot to do. Now if you'll excuse me.
Wait, you're running away? You'll pay for my travel expenses and dry cleaning, right?
No, I won't.
You must. Next time I see you, I'll make sure you pay.
I don't think there will be a next time. I don't intend to see you ever again.
Oh, it's my birthday next month. Are you not going to come to my birthday party?
I'm sure you won't be happy to see me.
That's not true. The more people, the merrier. I'm planning to rent a big venue again this year. I'll make sure you will be there too.
You made fun of me so much and now you want me to come to your birthday party? How selfish can you be?
As long as you're Kevin's wife, I need you to attend all family events. Please keep your schedule open. And don't forget to bring the money for my travel expense and the dry cleaning. Nancy? Hey Nancy, I haven't heard back from you. Well, are you trying to ignore your mother-in-law? You cheeky woman. You can't disobey me. Nancy, can we talk now?
Yes, sure. How's it going over there?
Well, things aren't going very well. I texted you to tell you I might not be able to come back yet.
Your mother is so stubborn. Well, considering how she behaved at the funeral, I'm not surprised.
Your folks are still mad, aren't they? I'm really sorry I put you through that too.
No, it's not your fault. They're all still pretty angry, and I think that's natural. I told everyone that you rushed to your parents' house to protest. Everyone says that, unlike your mother, you're a man of integrity.
I see. But it's going to be difficult to get my mom to apologize. When I told her to apologize to your deceased mother and the bereaved family members, she said she'll think about it after I get divorced. I don't know what that means.
She wants you to divorce me. She said she didn't want a woman at the lower rung like me to be your wife.
What's that? How can you be a woman at the lower rung?
In her mind, a high school dropout equals a person at the lower rung. And since she was kicked out in the middle of the funeral, she wants me to pay for her hotel and transportation. She also wants me to pay for dry cleaning since her dress got dirty because of me. And even when I said no, she still insisted that I bring the money to her birthday party. It's just absurd, and I just ignored the texts.
I'm sorry for having such an insane parent. She used to be a better person when my dad was alive.
Your father was a sensible man.
Ever since he left, Mom started to be selfish, as if the restraint has been lifted. So for now, Nancy, you can ignore everything my mom says.
I understand. You're going through a lot, aren't you?
Yeah. It's fine for me that she says this and that to me because I'm her son. But I'd never thought she would act like that at your mother's funeral. I'll try my best to convince Mom to apologize to all of your relatives. Nancy, where are you now? It's my birthday party today, and you haven't come to the venue yet?
I'm sorry, Sarah. I don't remember promising to attend your birthday party.
I told you to come on the funeral day.
I can't make it today.
What? Why?
We're having a family gathering today in memory of my mom.
Oh, well, that's good timing.
What?
Bring all the relatives and come to my birthday party.
What?
You can always have a gathering in memory of your mother. My birthday only comes once a year. You should make it a priority.
I can't do that. I haven't made any preparations, and neither have the relatives around me. It's so sudden.
You don't have to make any preparations, just get here. Kevin says he can't come to my birthday party because of his work. It's better to have as many people as possible. The venue is Restaurant A in front of Station S. Bring your relatives right now. And don't forget to bring the $10,000 I asked you the other day.
That's absurd. We don't even have the time to change.
Why do you have to change?
Because we're here to remember my mother.
So what? If you don't show up, I'll really make you divorce Kevin.
What? Are you still saying that?
I don't want a woman who disregards her mother-in-law.
I can't believe this.
You should be thankful that I invited you to my birthday party in the first place. I'll show your poor relatives what a high-class party is like.
Fine. There are 15 of us here. We're all on our way there now.
Oh, now we're talking.
Well, we'll be relentless.
What?
No, it's nothing. It'll take about 30 minutes to get to Restaurant A from here.
I'll be waiting for you, so be as quick as you can. Nancy!
Sarah, what's wrong?
Hey, what's going on? What are you guys wearing?
Morning clothes.
Ugh. Why were you wearing morning clothes to a happy birthday party?
Well, you wore a bright red dress to my mother's funeral, so we dressed according to your standards. Is there a problem?
Don't be ridiculous. Kevin came later on and even he had changed into morning clothes too. What's going on?
I think that was Kevin's way of expressing his feelings.
What?
No matter how much you don't like me, wearing a red dress and high heels to my mother's funeral was just insane. Furthermore, you never said a word of apology to us. On the contrary, you asked me to pay for your travel expenses and dry cleaning. You asked me for money.
I couldn't forgive you, the uneducated woman, for taking Kevin away from me. My husband is dead and I live alone. I wanted to get my son back no matter what.
But when I went to greet you and your husband before Kevin and I got married, you and your husband agreed to our marriage. At that time, you said my educational background didn't matter. You also said you're happy that Kevin was going to have such a nice woman as his wife.
That was a lie, of course. I was just pretending to be an understanding mother-in-law for my husband's sake. You showed up with all your relatives in morning clothes. I was embarrassed.
But it was you who told me to come right away, and that we didn't have to change.
I did say that, but I didn't expect everyone to be in morning clothes.
It's a memorial service for the deceased, so it's natural that we would be in morning clothes.
Why would you hold such a gathering on my birthday in the first place? I told you beforehand to keep your schedule free for my birthday party.
Actually, this plan started a month ago.
Huh? What does that mean?
It was Kevin who came up with this plan.
Wait, Kevin was in on it too?
He was planning to punish you, since you didn't even apologize for the trouble you caused at my mother's funeral.
That's terrible. I can't believe you're harassing me in such a roundabout way.
Do you now understand the anger of my relatives whose funeral was ruined? You looked so miserable when you saw us dressed in mourning and started to panic. I'm sure my mother in heaven will be comforted by this.
What an evil woman!
Don't worry, Sarah. I won't have anything to do with you anymore.
Oh well, so you're divorcing Kevin then?
No, I'm not divorcing Kevin. Kevin said he's cutting ties with you.
Oh no.
After you caused the commotion at my mother's funeral, Kevin apologized desperately to my relatives. And I'm sure he tried many times to persuade you to apologize, but you never listened to him. You wanted me to put your birthday before my mother's memorial service.
I get it. I'll apologize. I'll make a sincere apology, so please give me back Kevin.
Kevin is right next to me now. He says, I'm not going back to my mother. I don't think of you as my mother anymore.
Oh no. I can't believe that my son is taken by a woman at the lower rung. Oh, you don't have to pay the $10,000 I was charging you. I won't do anything to make you poorer than you already are. So please, don't tell me you're cutting me off.
About that, Sarah, you assumed that because I was a high school dropout, I was a poor woman at the lower rung. But actually, I'm holding a position at the company.
What?
Is this really such a surprise? I've been in the workforce for almost 20 years now. It's not that surprising. By the way, my salary is about the same as Kevin's.
No way.
And you look down on my relatives, saying that they were a family at the lower rung. It's true that many of my relatives are high school dropouts as well. But some of them have worked hard, and as a result, they have achieved a higher position within the company and became executives. Some have succeeded in business and became presidents of large corporations.
Wait, that's not what I heard at all.
It's nothing to brag about. I'm not like you, who thinks that your husband's status equals your own. Kevin and all of my relatives will cut all ties with you from now on.
Wait a minute, Nancy.
Well then, goodbye.
Nancy!
After that, Sarah visited my parents' house to apologize to my relatives. She also made a sincere apology to my mother's memorial portrait, and she pleaded with Kevin to somehow hold off on cutting ties with her. But Kevin's will was firm. He told his mother that he would not have anything to do with her and would never visit his parents' house again. Sarah seemed to be completely depressed because her beloved son had abandoned her. She no longer sends me harassing messages like she used to. She's now spending her old age alone and lonely in her spacious house where no one visits. As for me, I sometimes visit my parents' house with my husband. My father, my husband, and I have dinner together. My husband seems to get along well with my father, and when I see them talking happily like a real father and son, it makes me smile too. I'm sure that my mother in heaven is happy to see us getting along so well.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.